Okay, so whenever anything in my life just went wrong or just went in the other direction of what I wanted, I always try to blame God. Whenever maybe it was my mistake, maybe the things were just not working, or maybe things were taking time, and whenever I never got results, the only thing I did is question God and blame to Him. That why aren't you making me successful? And all of these weird people, all of these evil people are at the top. The evil people are usually the ones I consider who are really successful, maybe who have done things by themselves in their lives, or maybe they have inherited their wealth or inherited their power or inherited their success. And I used to consider all of those top people, all of those elite level people, and consider them as tyrants, consider them evils. And maybe I might be right. The people at the top are actually evil. But does this make me righteous? By having a thought that all of the people at the top, all of the people who are successful are tyrants, are evil, make me more righteous and more of a virtue-driven person. That I, Aryan Shah, always am the guy of the values, willed by God's will and always right. Is that true? Well, let me be question even further. When I read Fyodor Dostoevsky and I realized something, that Aryan, it's not about success, it's not about power, it's about the freedom you get from power. Just think about it. Me being the most righteous person, me being the most value-driven person, if you give power in my hands, is there a possibility where I won't turn evil? The entire human nature is supposed to end in the roots where we realize that humans do anything, but they just don't have freedom. And that's why they are stuck with some fields, stuck in some things, maybe in laws, maybe in rules, maybe in regulations. But I give you the power to stand above everything. If I give you the power to have no guilt, if I give you the power that you will be right and nothing will happen to you, will you not do the insane things that you currently think are evil? The problem is that the tyrant I always used to envy of, the tyrant I always used to think evil of, will I be the tyrant myself? And yeah, I will. Even though I stand correct on my values right now, once I have the power, equalizes that I have the freedom to do anything I want. And I will do anything I want. Because human needs freedom. And so, the problem that I need to address is that maybe, yes, the people at the top are evil. So what? You would also be evil if you were at the top. And always trying to think about the aristocrats as the wrong ones, the people who have inherited their wealth or acquired their wealth or somehow just ended up success at a younger age without much of the efforts, to always consider them evils, instead consider them as the ones who are just God gifted. But don't blame God for it, because you were given the right values and virtues that you stand upon. Maybe you don't have the freedom to do those insane things. But aren't you happy in those limited supplies or limited desires you have? The freedom that maybe is not even meant for you. Why do you want it? Those insane things that you are never willing to do would be done if you have the freedom. And so sometimes it makes me really question that should humans be actually given all their freedom or not? Because we are not the person we think usually we are. It's driven by power. It's driven by the desire to do anything you want to do. And really, this entire spectrum of who we are and what do we want to do and success and this and that, these all things start to even fade away slowly. Because maybe life is not a race, right? You are just trying to go for that freedom. And what would that freedom look like? The evil ones you think right now. Those evil things that you think some of those top people do, eventually you would do the same. Eventually you would be that same insane person that you once used to envy. And that's the entire point. Run behind the success. Follow the God instead of blaming Him. I have done the mistake multiple times. Maybe I do it nowadays even. But still, I have realized my mistake to some extent and I have stopped it to some extent. I do it because I'm human, right? I have feelings, and once my thought and my emotions take over me, I do some things. That's what happens. When you don't have freedom, these thoughts and emotions turn their way evil. And so you have to be prideful about the condition you are in and the way you are moving towards the future self. If you know that you are standing on the correct virtues, then move further. Move further. Don't blame anyone. Don't blame anyone who's at the top. Don't consider anyone evil. Just think about yourself. Move further. Move further. Move further. Develop yourself to the level that even after having all of those power, you use them with your virtues. Because usually humans tend to forget. Humans tend to just, everything goes blank. All of your virtues, your values go blank once you have power. So the problem is not that the gun is the main problem. The problem is the one who is holding the trigger. And once I give you a fully freedom that you can go and shoot this gun, the triggering finger will have that kind of tickling feeling to click on the trigger again and again. That's what insanity does. That's what power and freedom to do anything in your life does. So maybe humans are not meant to be free. That's it. Bye. Jai Jirendra. I was just having this hefty thought. I had to make a video. And don't blame anyone for your success. Try to go and be the person you want to be, along with following your virtues and values, because it's 110% possible you will turn evil once you be successful. So enjoy this part, maybe enjoy it, and try to contain it as much as you go further. And don't let yourself vanish in the paths. Be the person you want to be the righteous one, be the most valuable guy, but still remember that success will take some things away from you. Once you have the power, you lose all of those righteous things many times. So try to preserve them. Try to be a person that's great, that's amazing, and love everyone. Spade no hatred. Protect your parents. Stay safe yourself, and enjoy life. That's it. Bye. Jai Jirendra.